Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your weekly reading for February 16th to the 22nd. This is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We are going to jump right in to the most uneventful week ever. Ever. There's nothing to see here. JK, you know this is the week, Sagittarius, and out of all the signs, I think that you are going to get really excited about this. All right? We've got this Saturn Neptune conjunction, everything changing. Your reality changing, your life is changing, this is game changing, this is paradigm shifting. This is it. This is it. This is the most important event of the year. And some would even say of the decade. It is the Great Reset with the Saturn Neptune conjunction, which you're actually already feeling. Yeah, and we'll talk about that. I'll explain it. But we also have the first eclipse of the year in Aquarius. This is big. This is also a reset. So you have two back-to-back resets in 1 week. This is going to be a week. And I want you to see them more as seeds, right? Like the conjunction, the eclipse, just seeds being planted, right? Your call to action. Several areas of your life are about to change, okay? For throughout the year. Because these seeds, they're going to grow, you're going to thrive, you're going to prosper into the 21st century, into your future. And that's kind of the point here. These aspects are saying you have no choice. You can't zig or zag or moonwalk. Like, this is it. This is the Great Reset, awakening, the collapse, shift, everything that this represents. It's your brand new era. And to be fair, this is what you wanted. The new timeline, ascension. The universe is conscious and it bringeth. All right. So I love what's happening for you as soon as the week begins on Monday, February 16th. You got Mercury in Pisces trining Jupiter in Cancer, sponsored by Jupiter in Cancer, because Jupiter is in the stronger position here. Remember, Mercury it does do so well in Pisces. So Jupiter is really owning this aspect. He's not only Pisces ruler, he's exalted at his degree of exaltation, which is 15 degrees, meaning he's at his highest frequency. He cannot go, this is the highest he goes. So you're going to bask in all this glory. This is truly auspicious, okay, for expansion and good fortune and luck. And this is like the epitome of literally manifesting. Yeah, it's just so spiritual. Remember, Mercury in Pisces. And I talked more about it, in your reading last week. But yeah, you could receive great news or messages or signs, or this is it. This is it. And a lot of what you experience on this day, it may be inward, okay? Because remember, Jupiter is retrograde. So there could be this focus on emotional growth based on what's happening in your physical world, right? And you may be going through a lot of questions like, how can I feel more nurtured, or how can I nurture more, or become wiser, forgive and forget, help heal others. I mean, this is just really selfless, compassionate, karmic energy where your faith is going to be really locked in, as in you are going to have something to believe in this day, especially around home and family. That's a big theme for you. Remember, Pisces rules your fourth house, okay? Parents, children, your significant other, even real estate. You could get great news around real estate, or if you're selling or buying. Jupiter in Cancer rules your eighth. And so that brings in this element of, relationships, deepening relationships, deepening your bonds, but also building your wealth. Eighth house is all about money, but shared resources. Okay. So, inheritance, investments, royalties, commissions. There's just something here all about your investments. And the eighth house is also like intimacy. It's your legacy. And so Jupiter being your ruler, you're really going to feel this. So feel very inspired today. And this is also, an aspect that it's all about, like, making someone else's day. Yeah. Those small acts of kindness go a long way. Like complimenting someone or texting someone from your flip phone. Water signs. If you are a cross watcher, by the way, it is going to be the water signs: Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. That feel this the most. If you have any planets in your natal chart, your birth chart, that's 13 to 17 degrees in any of those signs, well, those planets will be aspected. You will really feel this. And don't forget, the 8th house is also transformation. Okay? It's death and rebirth. It's regeneration. So this week, you are truly, truly transforming. And a lot of it will have to do, like, I feel like this is really going to set the tone for you. Okay? And Tuesday, February 17th, yeah, we've got the new moon, ring of fire, annular solar eclipse in Aquarius, 29 degrees. It's going to happen 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's New York City time, my time. Convert that to wherever you live in the world. This is big. This is major, okay? This is the very first eclipse of the year on the very last day of Aquarius season. And so it is a true ending and beginning at 29 degrees, right? And it being a new moon, right? Beginning. So there's a whole new storyline that's playing out for you now, all right? This is definitely going to involve, you're going to be very social. You're definitely going to be networking because this, first of all, it's Aquarius energy, right? Aquarius is, humanity, is, the masses, it's community, it's your network, it's your support system, your audience, your contribution to the collective, to the greater good. So something from this point forward is going to have impact and, grow for the next year and a half, up to 2 years. And you're definitely going to feel the biggest impact here, all right, for this day, the rest of the month, but also the summer when the North Node moves into Aquarius. Now, Aquarius rules your 3rd house. And so there is something here that just feels like there's going to be a lot that you're processing. Aquarius being an air sign, 3rd house, Mercury ruled, right? So a lot that may be on your mind, as in new ideas, as in maybe there's something here where you have this big breakthrough, especially with ideas, creative projects, writing projects, maybe something really big around this time, as well as communication. That's the 3rd house. Yeah. And the 3rd house requires this element of connecting with others. The 3rd house is also the internet, it's online things. There may be something here that you're starting online. It could be a blog. It could be, something where you're communicating, as well as siblings and family members like aunts and uncles and even neighbors. A lot of y'all may have that activity because you already have so much happening within home and family. And your local community, you could get more involved. It's an Aquarius, the humanitarian. So there's so much here, but what I love about the 3rd house is that it's very curious. It wants to launch new things. You can launch a business. It's like, LLC, like that kind of stuff, right? So very, very nice. Here's the thing. Aquarius eclipses, they are like in a league of their own. Yeah. They should have their own parking space because sure, eclipses are game changers, right? They're wild cards. They bring sudden, unexpected change. Aquarius energy is revolutionary. It is rebellious. It is breaking free. So there is a sense of this fated acceleration of change that you are going to experience. Radical change. It's Aquarius energy. And not only because Saturn, Aquarius's ruler, just moved into Aries at 0 degrees, which you are feeling, but this eclipse will square Uranus, Aquarius's modern ruler, the planet of change, who just went direct, who was discovered in 1781 in the era of revolution. So, yeah, there may be some changes, okay? There may be some changes here. And disruptions and shakeups and wake-up calls, especially there may be some, activity with well, Uranus is in Taurus, and that's your sixth house, right? So there may be something here, first of all, with like finances, relationships, but also your daily activities. There may be something here with work. Sixth house is, colleagues, employees, your responsibilities, duties when it comes to work, the workplace, the work environment, also health and health matters. There may be something here very new that you are going to be moving into. Sixth house is also pets. A lot of y'all may get pets, or get someone gifts you a pet. But here's the thing. At such a late degree, 29 degrees, and it's 28, 44, 45. It's 29. So either way, it's so potent at this late degree. And that's, again, that culmination, the graduation. There's the end of the old you, and it's the beginning of the new. It is a new moon solar eclipse. And remember, with eclipses, you don't really set intentions like new moons, because just like Aquarius energy, just like Uranus, eclipses do their own thing. They're unpredictable. They're fated. Yeah. And so in a way, the square to Uranus, it does feel like a blessing in disguise, because while you may not be able to set intentions during, an eclipse, this square gives you a level of power to be the change. Uranus is, the sky god. Uranus is electric. It wants you to shake things up. It, wants you to, be your authentic self. It's very forward thinking and innovative. And, it is a time for you to have your breakthrough. Okay. So again, there may be something here where you're freeing yourself, or something frees you for something. That is Uranus, right? All about liberation and freedom and progress. So I want you to think of this as an upgrade, all right? There is this upgrade that's happening for you, and it's major. It is like Friendster to MySpace. I mean, this is going to be big. And whatever happens, eclipses carve the timeline that you're meant to be on. They put you on the path that you need to be on. So this one is also saying you can't go back. You can't go back to who you were. And it's an eclipse in Aquarius. Aquarius rules the future. So it's all about your future here. But you'll notice that your life has been changing, okay? If you think about everything that's been happening for you the past few, even just Aquarius season, or even like the past few months with Pluto and Aquarius, it's very active. Pluto, the planet of death and rebirth, right? And your evolution, and the sign of evolution. So there's something big here. Third house is like when you could also sign something, agree to something, contracts, etc. So if you want to think about what happened for you with the last new moon solar eclipse in Aquarius, it was February 15th, 2018. So give it a month after, 15th to, like March 15th. And because that one, it was also like around the same degree. If you want to get like an idea, right? It's obviously very different sky chart. We didn't have Pluto and Aquarius. We didn't have, very different. Anyway, air signs. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I'm throwing in Taurus, Leo, and Scorpio. All the fixed signs will feel this eclipse the most. If you have any planets 26 to 0 degrees in any of those signs, you're really going to feel it. And this is also it's the official day of the year, the fire horse. I mean, talk about new beginnings this entire week. And I'm going to talk about that more in an upcoming live stream, the current energies live stream that I do every month. So watch out for that. I mean, I'm going to talk about a lot of other things I'm not going to tell you here, because there's just so much, but I'll do it closer to these dates. Anyway, you see that you have Venus conjunct the North Node in Pisces as well, okay? 8 degrees on the same day. And as I said in your February monthly forecast, eclipses, as we know, they have this element of, karma, as do the nodes of fate, as does Saturn, the planet of karma, that's in Aries. So you do have this convergence of just this destined path being, rolled out for you around this time. And Venus is exalted in Pisces, which is super spiritual and harmonic and compassionate. But this is so nice because there's just something that will click. something that will just feel destined when it comes to relationships and money and maybe a creative path, a creative project, your values, or maybe something here that you really feel. I mean, also home and family. Yeah, remember Pisces rules your fourth house. You know, it is like the foundations of your life. So your domestic sector, again, there may be something here. And this is, there is this element of right place, right time with a North Node involved. It could be someone you meet. It could be, maybe you have an epiphany. Maybe, it is Venus. So there's something here where a lot of y'all are going to be decorating your homes. You're going to maybe doing renovations. Maybe you run into, the person who installs chandeliers that charges less than the last person. You know what I mean? Like, there's just something here that is cosmic and divine. It's the wink from the universe. You're going to feel this day. And it will be the water signs that feel this the most. If you have any planets 6 to 10 degrees in any of the water signs, that's Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer, you're going to really feel it if you have that in your natal chart. And all of this, by the way, you're going to start feeling from the beginning of the week. And it's going to feel nice. Now, Wednesday, February 18th, we move into Pisces season. So Pisces is the two fish, right? One going upstream to the spiritual, one going downstream to the material. So even though there's that, duality, there is this high level of enlightenment in your physical world, right? But you have to look at the big picture this day. You have Mercury, Venus, the North Node, and the Moon joining the Sun in Pisces. That's a lot of dreamer energy, but it's also a lot of energy in home and family. It, again, your fourth house, your domestic life and parents and real estate, everything that we talked about. So Pisces energy is very intuitive. Yeah. You're going to have this gut feeling, this knowing that something is a little off. And that's because Saturn and Neptune are no longer here in Pisces. So this is kind of a landmark day for you, Sagittarius, because Saturn has been here for about 2.5 years, Neptune 14 years, they're gone. But Saturn, he brought a lot of moments in your home sector for a few years, and he's gone. So this is a big moment for you. This is a really big moment for you. It's almost like there's a little bit of weight off your shoulders. Saturn was a little fierce this time around. But here's the thing. You're going to love this feeling. But also, it is that strange feeling. It's like when you, like when your kids go off to college, the house is quiet. And you knew this moment would come, but you didn't know what it would feel like because you never experienced it. And that's this, okay? But also it's life, right? Change is the only constant in this world, but sometimes we want to delay it. We want to control it. We want to, fight it, right? Until we realize that change is a force of its own, like time and space and bananas. But this day, you're going to have to decide, am I going upstream or downstream, or will I accept the duality? And that's why this day, when you've got 5 heavenly bodies, celestial bodies in Pisces, it is so important that you don't just sit around waiting for your kids to come back, right? This is when you start the next stage in your life, inspired by your dreams. Yeah? Especially with the Pisces moon in your 4th. And that Pisces moon carries undercurrents of really strong, potent emotions and imagination, but also intuition. And that's what's happening here. You've got it's not just we're moving into Pisces season, right? You have a stellium. You have so much energy at the brink of Pisces season that's flanked by 2 resets. So you will feel the force of your brand new era. Pisces, the last zodiac, represents endings. And so this is a big deal. This is a lot of the new. And we just entered the age of Aquarius. The age of ascension. We're here. So you might start envisioning and planning your quest forward, especially in home and family and your real estate, everything that, Pisces represents for you. So I feel like it's going to be very inspiring because Saturn's no longer here, but Pisces energy is just, again, very spiritual. It's boundless. It's inspiring. It's artistic. It's empathetic and creative, and it's, forgiving. And so that's where your energy is going to be for the next 4 years. But it's more than that. It's like where you might feel compelled in directions that just feel right. Yeah. Maybe groups that you feel mystically connected to. You may join them, or you may be awakening to your true calling or finding ways to heal through your work or art. And you're definitely going to be seeking greater emotional connections. Yeah, it is Pisces energy in your 4th. And, the 4th house is like your private life, your personal life, right? So you're just going to be making changes, okay? And you might also feel that fire in your belly because the moon will move into Aries later that day. We will have a triple conjunction with the moon, Saturn, and Neptune. That's strong. And moves you right into Thursday, February 20th with Saturn conjunct Neptune, 0 degrees in Aries, perfected. So remember, you're already feeling Saturn and Neptune. They're already conjunct. They've been conjunct for, a week, 2 weeks. It's just, this is when they perfect. This is the peak. Now, I want you to think about what happened for you last summer, particularly July and August, okay? Because Saturn and Neptune, remember, they gave you that glimpse. They were conjuncting back then, and they were very close in July. They were like 13 minutes apart. So what new dreams and aspirations felt real for you back then? Yeah. Where did you feel a surge of confidence, especially in leadership and new business or projects, and also love? Because Aries rules your 5th house, which is joy and pleasure and love and romance. It's true love. It's soulmate energy. It's also family and children. It's joy in the home. It's creative expression as well, creative projects. It's like hobbies and recreation. It's sex. It's procreation. Yeah, a lot of y'all are going to be having babies. Congratulations. And so you see, you still have so much happening in the home sector, but it's going to be a very different feeling. And whatever happened last summer, there could have been something that was very different from the rest of the year. Something that you were willing to fight for. Like, this is how Saturn and Neptune operate. And you're going to start feeling that again, okay? Not only this day, but this is it. Like, you're for some time. Now, Saturn also natively rules your 2nd house. So there could have been something that really boosted like self-worth, self-value. There could have been a lot of focus on your values, like what do I value, and even material possessions, but also money and finances. Maybe we're somehow roped into, this 5th house energy. Maybe you discovered that your interest in, I don't know, playing piano, you realize like you can monetize it or something, right? There's just there's a lot that's going to happen, but there is this sense of like, how can I monetize something here? Or maybe there's something here with, like doing something with your family, or even just like a creative project that you're working on. And again, for a lot of y'all, it may be like writing a book or teaching. Okay. Teaching may be a thing. Now, I'm going to talk more about Saturn and Neptune conjuncting at 0 degrees in that live stream. All right. because there's just so much more to it. It's such a big event. But I will leave the Saturn Neptune video I did for you at the end of this video. It has everything that you need to know. How Saturn and Neptune have only conjuncted 6 times in Aries in recorded history. This is a big deal, right? This is even bigger. It's a bigger deal. So anyway, I'll leave you that video. It's literally 6 hours long. There's a good chunk for you, Sagittarius. So you can check that out. But here's the thing. This aspect is the reason that you are seeing those dramatic headlines and thumbnails, the old world collapsing, the earth splitting, 5D, 6D, all of that. This is a testament to that. It's this generational, event. This aspect is these outer planets, this indicating the end of an era and the rise of a new narrative, a new reality for the next 36 years, right? This is cyclical. That's Saturn and Neptune. But what makes this, again, once a lifetime is that humanity never experienced it at 0 degrees Aries. That is the world axis, the 0 degrees point. It's the Great Reset. It's the very first degree and the very first sign in the zodiac. Astrology wouldn't even exist without it, right? So this rules your identity. That's that Aries energy, that I am energy, and courage and action, especially in your 5th house. This is amazing. This is absolutely amazing because this is all about joy and pleasure. And this is just you, Sagittarius. It's just you. So this is great. But remember, Saturn's going to, he makes you put in the effort. And that's the whole point here is like, you are going to be putting in effort in creative projects, in marriage and love and true love. And if you're single, that's going to be like your thing. Like there's so much opportunity for you here, and then family and children. And again, having a family, you've got so much happening with home and family and relatives and your, neighborhood, your local community, all of that. But this, again, is just putting in the effort, right, to stabilize your path forward. And stabilize is the key word because Saturn, sure, is structure and boundaries and reality. And Neptune, who's very spiritual, is your dreams and your ideals. And they're so different. So there is this, and pay attention with the siren going off, there is this level of commitment required of you. For Saturn to turn your dreams into reality. And for Neptune, he requires compassion and faith to make your reality transcendent. This is real alchemy. It's up to you to make it work, to trust in the unknown. That's the same thing with the eclipse. You're moving into this brand new territory. So you've got to trust your intuition to be that spiritual warrior, to be that visionary leader, that role model, that hero. Otherwise, everything can dissolve. That's Neptune. Everything can collapse. That's Saturn. So think of Saturn as the blueprint and Neptune is your vision, right? You're the architect. You create your reality. You're going to have to discern what's real or what's fantasy. Am I chasing a dream or creating one that's built to last? Saturn and Neptune will let you know because this is the Great Awakening. And it's not just one day. It's a process and it's non-negotiable. Out with the old, in with the new. You're having the shift that you deserve. This brand new you and this brand new world, and it will be the cardinal signs: Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, and I'm throwing in Aquarius. You're gonna feel this most if you have any planets 0 to 3 degrees in your natal chart in any of those signs. Yeah, you're gonna feel it for the rest of the year. Actually, I'm gonna, well, I'd say the cardinal signs, but if you have anything in Aquarius, then yeah, if 0 to 4 degrees, okay? Because Pluto's there. Like, but that's, come on, you're going to have this amazing sextile with Saturn and Neptune. So, anyway, let's get started. And the other thing is, yeah, they're back to back resets, but you see there's a lot of mini resets, but back to back resets, again, just see them as seeds that are going to germinate and grow all year for you, as long as you be the change and believe in yourself and put in, the work that Saturn requires, and you're going to be fine. Let's get started. Let's see, Sagittarius, what's going on for you for February 16th. So the 22nd, Sagittarius. Y'all crack me up. Okay, here we go. Sagittarius, let's see. You are, let's get started, Sagittarius. How are y'all doing? It's been a week. I hope you're well. This is a really big time. Yeah, it's a really big time. Everything is going to change. Everything's going to change, but you put that energy out there. You're going to get that change that you want. I do a traditional call to cross spread, offers the best overview, especially for a weekly reading. And if we need to pull clarifiers, yeah, we will. And I love y'all. The other thing I was going to say is, remember, eclipses come in pairs. And so, sure, we have this eclipse in Aquarius, but March 3rd, we have the lunar eclipse in Virgo. So y'all are going to feel that more, okay? That's going to have an impact on all the mutable signs. That's your 10th house. So when you see the fact that you've got Uranus and Taurus, that's part of this eclipse in your 6th house of work, and then you have a lunar eclipse endings in Virgo in your 10th house of career, there just may be some adjustments. There may be some adjustments there, okay? Just letting you know. If you're not here for a career, it's just your reputation or the way, your passions. All right, let's get started. This is going to be a week where things are going to, change. Things are going to change. You're going to, there may be some big changes, actually. Okay. You got the Four of Wands. I love it. That's great. This is amazing. The Four of Wands is attributed to Venus and Aries. So I already love the fact that you have this card, right? It's an Aries card. You got Saturn, Neptune, moving into Aries in your 5th house. That's so romantic. You see what's happening here. But even if there is, you're not here for, love or marriage or true love, this is just like, forming this bond, forming this commitment with someone else. There could be this sense of you feeling free. You see they're outside of the castle. You see the Four of Wands. Wands are your passions, by the way, right? A lot of creative energy. They're so invigorating. They have the spirit of fire. You being a fellow fire sign, you're obviously going to feel a lot of this, fiery energy with Aries, but also this is very work related too. So there could be some milestone in work that you're experiencing, okay, this week. And it could have already happened. You could be moving into it this week. But either way, just think about your passions. And again, a lot of creative energy here. But it feels like there is something forming that has legs to it that feels really good. You have the Three of Pentacles and the heart of your spread. Now, the Three of Pentacles is all about working with others. And there's this element of bonding at the core of this card. It really is bonding, right? That, brings you that joy that, raises your oxytocin. Like, it's just, this is really nice. And you see the pentacles are in the structure of the building. Okay, so there's your structure. There's your, they're building something, built to last. And it's pentacles. So again, like I said earlier, maybe something that you're monetizing, something that has to do with work, or even a hobby that maybe a side hustle, side gig, or a fun project. But there is, you see, there's an like teamwork here. There's effort here with working with others, and it's mutual and it's good. And there you go, right? 3 is a vibration of the Empress, so it's not just about growth and advancement and development. It's also, creation. So you happen to the heart of your spread. There's something new being created here. And it can be something that brings you a lot of joy and pleasure. And it is a Capricorn card, right? So there is, remember, Capricorn rules your second. So there may be something here with finances, salary. I mean, the second house really is like earning potential. Yeah. You have the 4 of Cups in your challenge area. So when you look at your entire spread, there's a couple things happening. The first thing, for a lot of y'all, you're going to feel like you're coming out of something. It's like there was something for some time that you felt like, this isn't fair, or I'm not getting what I want. You're coming out of that because of what's happening here, which is great. Yeah. Because the 4 of Cups is associated with, boredom and apathy. I'm not saying that's you. That's the card, but he's not super content. But again, it feels like you're coming out of it. The second thing is that there may be a little bit of, there's definitely someone here who is not really excited about this new path, all right, that you're on. You may have a conversation with this person. It might be a Cancer, okay? This card is attributed to Moon and Cancer, so it's a Cancer card. It could be Cancer rising, Cancer moon. So keep that in mind, all right? Now, the third thing, and that person might not feel like, you may feel that they don't feel grateful about this experience. Now, the third thing is that it's almost like there may be a little bit of amazing, perfect, great, let's do it, But then there may be a moment that you have where you're like, I'm not really into this anymore. So you got to know what you want. You got to trust your intuition, okay? You really have to trust your intuition here. And like I said, this is a Cancer card. Remember, you've got your ruling planet, Jupiter, in Cancer, okay? That's your 8th house. And so it would be building relationships. It would be building your wealth. So think about that, because he is sitting there crossing off his heart. All right. And there's a little bit, of him just being not very satisfied, and just, this is all about like raising your frequency and opening yourself up to others. There may be something about this where it's like a little bit of like not getting your way, but we all have to see it, be on the same page about this. Yeah. And Pentacles are a physical reality as well. So remember, if it's not work or career, it can just be something that you're, building, with someone else or others. All right. Now, you do have that 7 of Pentacles. So there is a little bit of, remember what I said many times, all about moving forward into your future. You might not be ready. There may be a little bit of a pause, but only because you're really still processing a lot of the past. And you're processing like, okay, well, I'm not sure if this new world, can I have like 5 more minutes? Because I have to figure out like, okay, I already invested all my time and energy into this thing, and I want to see like, will that grow rather than these 2 resets? And so there may be a little bit of that. There may be a little bit of like really like needing a little bit more time So just think about that. And it may have to do with, work, money, anything that you've invested your time and energy into. Remember, Pentacles are a physical reality. It could be a relationship. It's just, there may be something here. All right. Because you also have that Three of Swords in the root of your spread. So this is also saying that whatever happens here may make you think about something where it's like, okay, well, I'm missing this, and this needs to be brought, or, something still feels missing. And with the Three of Swords and the root of your spread, there really can be something here where it still has this emotional impact on you. And so remember, these aspects, like I said, they're like, nope, you're moving forward. It's non-negotiable. Everything is changing. We're changing everything. We're flipping the script. It's time to move forward. But like I said, you have to trust in the unknown. You have to trust in the unfamiliar sometimes. And they're just creating this new path for you because you do have that Eight of Swords in your future. And so there may be some things, by the way, Mercury will go retrograde next week. What does that mean? Mercury is in shadow. And so you may already be, maybe people from your past are already emerging, or maybe you're already thinking about your past a little bit. Maybe there is something here where circumstance or an event, especially in the home space, right? Mercury being in Pisces, being in shadow in Pisces, there may be something here, okay, that you're still there has to be some sort of closure, but all this energy you're still feeling. So the Eight of Swords, we call this the self-victim card. She put herself here. She's blindfolded. She's bound. It's like, but not completely. You see that, right? The swords too, like they're like she can walk out. It's not a prison, right? But it is a sword suit. So even though she feels like this is like a place of like protection, it really is a prison. Like, but prison of her thoughts though. There's the swords. And so this is, overthinking, overanalyzing, pessimistic thinking. This is not facing your truth, not wanting to. And so just keep that in mind, because there's a lot here where with the Three of Swords, it is the heartbreak card or the heartache card, but it is still the sword suit. Yeah, it's up here. It's a trip. This is a Libra card. It's a Gemini card. Libra has to do with the relationships. Gemini rules your 7th house of relationships. There may be something here with relationships. Okay. So there may be something that you really need to, it's like, we need to have closure there. And like I said, all this Pisces energy, this Piscean energy, it is like, forgive and forget, right? Like it's like forgiveness. It's a lot of compassion. It's heightened compassion, but it is also intuition. Okay, so it's trusting your intuition. It's empathy. So keep that in mind. Well, I'm going to clarify a couple of these. I want to see what's in your stuff. All right. Yeah. Sagittarius. We'll talk. But yeah. And it may be for a lot of you, maybe like career as well. All right. If you like this reading, it'd be great if you subscribe, leave comments, tell me what's going on. There's a lot happening here. And remember, Uranus is actually moving into Gemini in April. So you're going to have a lot of changes in relationships and partnerships and love and marriage and, contracts and agreements and commitments. And I'm not saying that's good or bad, but Uranus does so much better in Gemini than it does in Taurus. Yeah. Okay. So, all right, let's, and you're going to be fine. You're going to be good. So you're going to be absolutely good. You're actually really good. You just have to, here, look, you got the Six of Cups again. Yeah. Again. You did get it last week. But yeah, this is, you see, this is the biggest home in tarot. Now, indicating a lot of comfort and security and protection. You can let your guard down. You see the two kids here. It's all about sharing and kindness and letting your hair down, tapping into your inner child. And so that's the imparting wisdom. There's something in just your relationship with others, as well as maybe in the home space, where there may have to be some, let's, talk about this. 6 is all about harmonizing, right? Harmony. So keep that in mind. You've got the Knight of Wands in your external factors area. That's great, because there is this, sense of, it just feels like there's someone who's ready to go. Someone who's very enthusiastic. The Knight of Wands is you, by the way. It's attributed to Sagittarius. And the Knight of Wands is double fire. So this is like really feeling that fire in your belly, really having this hunger to explore and be adventurous and, go after your passions. There's so much passion here. And all he wants to do is transform his life. Yeah. So it does feel like there may be someone here that is, partner in crime, or someone who is ready to move forward on these projects or this new beginning with you. There could be someone that inspires you as well. But there is a sense of, again, feeling it in your bones, like all this passion about this new path forward. Yeah, the Fool. You want it. You want this new path. He's got so much confidence. He's going to take that leap, right? That leap of faith. He trusts in the universe. He trusts in himself. He's not even looking down. He's standing on the edge of a cliff, right? And you see the full abundance of the sun, which is optimism. And it's just, there's so much innocence here. But yeah, if there's anything here, it really is saying that there's something inside you that's just, you're ready to go. And you can have it all with the Empress in your final outcome. You can have it all. The Empress is a goddess, Aphrodite. You see the symbol of Venus and the stone-shaped heart here. And so this is abundance. This is like, this is money and wealth. This is love and relationships. It's the Empress. Remember, 3, yeah? Card 3 here. So the birth of new things and creation. A lot of y'all, by the way, she is pregnant. I did remember, okay? So congratulations. But it's something new, all right? You even see the golden wheat indicating this new crop. She lives life through her pleasures, through her passions. And you have Saturn and Neptune moving into your 5th house. So it's all waiting for you, okay? It's all waiting for you. But trust yourself in the path that you want moving forward. That does look like there may need to be a little bit of closure. I'm going to, I want to see this 3 of Swords. Let's see. Yeah. Okay. You got the Star. Okay. Clarifying that 3 of Swords. So it really is a matter of, perception, mind over matter. Yeah. A lot taking up your headspace, making new room up here. Okay, because what did I say? It's still the sword suit. You can see the storm, the clouds. So you can see this as like, when it rains, it pours. Or after a rainstorm comes a rainbow. So again, it's the way that you're seeing things. Some things are meant to end, okay? You have the Star indicating healing and wisdom and everything growing for you on this new path. You even see the water bearer. Yeah, this is Star is Aquarius. You see the water bearer here pouring onto the land, and it's working. Look at all that growth. It is the stars that are 8 pointed. There's 8 stars. It's card 17, referencing card 8, the strength card. So something's going to make you stronger. but you have to do that healing. You have to have that healing. All right. This is amazing. And then I feel like there may be like a big conversation you might have this week. Let's see the Eight of Swords. Yeah, the Seven of Wands. There is something that it's what I'm gonna see. Okay, hold on, I'm gonna see something. There you go. So there's something with relationships, partnerships. It can be love, it can be business, it could be your feelings toward a relationship. There's some defensive energy here. All right, with that Eight of Swords and the Seven of Wands. Okay, and if you can come out of that, if you can take off that blindfold, face some truths, and also, the Seven of Swords, the Seven of Wands is, it is standing your ground. It is, all about valor and, drawing a line in the sand, all of that. But it is courage. And I'm sorry, the screen's just like shut off. I don't know what's happening here. I can't see you. So I'm trying to. There we go. All right. Anyway, okay. So you get it. Okay. So it's listen. You can feel victorious. You can feel like, you're this is a Leo card, so a lot of like feel proud of yourself, but are you pushing people away? Yeah? Are you pushing people away? You got the Lovers, which is amazing. That, again, has a lot to do with commitments, deepening commitments. And, I mean, you have an archangel right here in your future that's saying, look at this new path. And, hey, I'm going to gift you all this love. I'm going to gift you all this love, and, you're going to open it up to someone you see, even here with the Star and the two people in the Lovers. They're not wearing any clothes. That, is you being able to express yourself. You don't have to hide anything. Yeah? And so it's saying we're giving you a lot of power, this gift, but it's still your choice. At the end of the day, it's your choice. Ultimately is power, right? We have the power to choose. So you're actually really good. It's just, there may be some things here that you have to prepare for this new beginning, this new era. And you see there's something here waiting for you on the other end of this, okay? So, like I said, even with the, Four of Cups, like I said, he's crossing off his heart. He's in defense mode. She is like in her own world. Just let's communicate. And you're going to be good. Sagittarius, next week. Obviously there's a lot happening next week too. But we'll talk about it next week. We know Mercury's going retrograde. There's a lot. Okay. And the tier 3 members, there's really good and legendary members. For the bonus spread, the second spread, I'm going to do 2 spreads. I'm going to do one just on the eclipse, and then one just on Saturn and Neptune conjunct in Aries in your 5th house. So we're going to dig deeper here. All right. You know where to find the link. Anyone's welcome to join. If you like this reading, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Tell me what's going on, Sagittarius. This is a big week. And remember, there is something. Remember, a lot of this may actually have to even do with the full, the total lunar eclipse in Virgo that's in your 10th. All right. So there may be some, and that is endings too. All right. So anyway, thanks so much. Y'all are amazing. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.